If you're a real estate photographer, you might think to yourself at one point or another, if pricing is a major concern for most of the clients in my business, and if I wanted to dominate my market and get all the clients I want, couldn't I just look at what my competitors are charging for the same services and undercut everyone? And sure, you definitely could, but there's a reason why you probably shouldn't. In any given industry, there are good clients and there are bad clients. Good clients typically have bigger budgets, they know the value of working with good service providers to get work done, and they don't nitpick every detail and try to nickel and dime you. They're usually happy with the result, give good praise, raving reviews, and provide nearly unlimited referrals to help you grow your business. Bad clients, however, have a reputation for having the smallest budgets and the most demands of your time. For example, in construction, a good client will receive a quote from a contractor with a great reputation, ask some questions about the quote and what's involved, and then once they are given all the information that they need, they'll accept the quote, monitor the work, and pay on time without complaint. If any issues arise, they'll communicate clearly, work with the contractor, and everything's hunky-dory. A bad client is a very different story. They'll receive a quote from that very same contractor and try to talk them down on price, bully them into taking shortcuts, get mad when things aren't going on schedule, and ultimately just be a nightmare to work with. Real estate photography is no different. If you were not aware, around 14% of realtors are responsible for around 80% of the real estate transactions that go on. These realtors are typically called high performers, and more often than not, they'll usually fall into the good client category. These are your ideal clients. They are who you want to be working with. They have a solid and professional team of service providers that they usually use on every single listing that they do. People like stagers, handymen, window cleaners, home cleaners, transaction coordinators, and most importantly, you and me, photographers. Generally speaking, high-performing realtors have no problem paying fair market rate for high-quality services because they know the importance of having a reliable and consistent relationship with who they work with. Everyone helps each other and everybody makes more money together. This is your ideal scenario. So if you only have 10 clients in your real estate photography business, but they're all high performers, you might have a six-figure photo business right there. In this scenario, you charge fair market price or maybe even slightly above market price because you provide a superior service. Your clients love you, you love your clients. There's respect flowing all around and you're raking in the dough and it's fantastic. Everything's amazing. But what happens if you're the lowest priced photographer in your area? Let's say you looked at all your competitors, found out what they're charging, and you decided to lowball the next highest competitor by like 50%. They charge $200 for photography, so you're going to charge $100. Let me walk you through what comes next for you. Remember this? The remaining 76% of realtors who do 20% of the transactions are now your main pool of clients. Sure, you might get a couple of high-performing realtors come your way, but they probably won't respect you or your time very much. Your reputation, whether you want it or not, will be seen as bottom of the barrel, and aptly so as the cheap solution. Some of your clients will only call you for their crappier properties that they don't care too much about. They just want to find the cheapest person in the area to get it done so they can move on to the higher ticket properties that are more worth their time. The majority of your clients will be the so-called part-time realtors. These people usually have a day job and only do 1 or 2 transactions in an entire year to try and get as spending money, and they try and spend as little as possible to get these properties sold. Just to drive this home for you, in my area's market, the average property sale price is $1,121,746. The average agent commission is 3%, so for just one home sale, they can expect to earn $33,652.38 in commission, not including taxes and fees and such, but you get the point. An agent just has to sell 2 homes at that price to make $10,000 more than the average American's yearly salary. So they can afford to spend more, but if they're a part-time realtor, they want all that cash for themselves. And without knowing that, you might think you have a solid thing going on, charging so little. You're thinking you can expect a ton more volume to make up for the pricing difference, right? Because who can resist your pricing? Well, maybe, but I doubt it. Not only will you be doing nearly double or even triple the amount of work as your competitors to make the same amount of money, but these lower producing realtors will have absolutely zero respect for your time, just who the majority of them are. And not only that, but even though you're charging so little, your clients will still find a way to ask you for discounts. They'll ask you for your best price, or constantly ask for free bonuses and get mad at you when you don't deliver perfection. Again, like we talked about earlier, lowest budget, highest demands. If you've ever heard of something called a zero-sum game, this would fall perfectly into that description. In a two-player zero-sum game, whatever one player wins, the other loses. If a client bullies you for a discount and you give in, then what you lose, they gain. They'll still sell the house and make their $30,000 commission, and their only marketing cost might be the $75 or $100 for paying you to do their photos. So who's the real chump here, huh? The worst part about charging so little for your services is that as soon as you've decided that you've had enough and you want to try to bring your business out of that rut and raise your prices, all your clients will just find someone else. There's absolutely no loyalty that has built on that business structure. Ergo, bad clients, bad business. So I've painted you two pictures. One is beautiful. You're charging market rate for your services, you've built up a great reputation, and you've won the respect and loyalty of your clients, and referrals pour in from every direction. The other picture is filled with despair and frustration. You're doing 3 times as much work as your competitors for the same or less money. Miserable. So why shouldn't you charge less than everyone else for your services? Well, simply put, it won't win you more clients. It will take far more work to build up a great business for yourself that is sustainable long term. If you're dealing with the clients that your competitors have successfully weeded out by pricing their services higher, you'll be in charge of all the leftovers, the clients that nobody else wants to deal with. And the absolute worst part, your competitors won't even see you as a competitor at all. They don't want to work with the people that you're working with because they know how much of a headache and pain it is to operate their businesses that way, catering to that, type of client. So charge a fair market rate for your services. You've put in a lot of work to be good at what you do, and you deserve fair market compensation for not only all that work that you've put in, but also all the money that you've spent on your gear to be able to provide those services at all. So that's my 2 cents on that. If you found value from this video and I made you think just a bit differently about your real estate photography business and you want more of this type of content, stick around. Subscribing to this channel is the best thing you can do to get constant advice and questions answered about your real estate photography business. And if you want more of this type of content but don't want to wait for new videos to be uploaded, I've spent the last almost 2 years writing a book called The $1 Million Photographer, which is everything I've learned over the years building and running my own real estate photography business, condensed into a 260-page ebook full of business and photography advice, tips and tricks, video links, downloadable PDF sheets and guides, common problems you'll run into, client care and retention, brand building, scaling, and way, way more. You can find a link in the description box below to check it out. And if you have any thoughts you want to share or would like me to make a video answering a question you have, drop it in the comments below and I'll get right on it. Goodbye!